How you doing? Hope everyone's good. Ikram says hi. Fish says I'm Giga Chad. My mum wants some cake. What type of cake does she want? I mean, if you can tell me what her preference is, I, I can try finding. I can try making a recommendation to you. And does the recommendation have to be from Tesco? Todd says Man United losing this. Lol, lol. To be honest, if they lose this, they should just give up on life, give up on their club. I do think Grimsby will probably score first, but I think Man United will come back. I mean, look at their ground. I was going to say their ground is disgusting, but that sounds kind of harsh. Their ground looks like a kind of school pitch, but yeah. If Man United end up losing this, that will be not good. Durwood says, hello champion family, hope everyone is doing well. I'm good, how are you? I've got an update for you. I bought the gold butter with the green, so I bought it. Remember I was saying a few months ago that I'm currently not using much, but when I start cooking with butter again, I'll buy it. So yeah, I bought some. I cooked steak in it. It was good. I would thoroughly recommend that. So that was a good recommendation. Durwood says, ha 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 ha, 66. Yeah, the rumors. They've just kicked off. I hope the timer works. The rumors are that he wants to come back, and as far as I'm concerned, he's not welcome. Like we did say, didn't we? We did say, like, when he was going, we said around Christmas time, you're gonna see those annoying engagement baiting Twitter accounts saying, "Would you take him back? Do you wanna welcome? Would you bring him home?" So we did suspect this. I didn't quite suspect it after one game. But it is kind of funny. Is it Schadenfreude? That's the German word. RG says, "Oh my God, war." I mean, oh my God, where have you been? I've been here. I've been quite proactive. But I hope you're good. Did you forget about me? Nope. How have you been? Hope you've been good. I'm sure Fish is happy that Fulham are up. Yeah, they up versus Bristol City. That's a... Let's hope they hold on. Pixel says, hi mate, thanks for tuning in last night. No problem. I was about to go to sleep because it was 1 a.m. And sometimes, like, I set up the next day's stream the night before. It just gives me one less thing to do. So I logged on and I was like, oh, Pixel's streaming, and he's streaming Gears of War. Interesting. So yeah, how did you find it? I checked in the morning when I woke up, and it said you were on for 5.5 hours. I was like, okay, must have enjoyed it then if it was 5.5 hours. But yeah, how is it? Is it good? I played the original a lot back in the day, so I'm quite excited for this one. Oh, is Onana playing? That is excellent. Okay. Comedy moment 08. Harry says, hello, how are you? I'm good. Nothing much to complain about today. Was playing, what's that game? Black Ops yesterday. And I'm finally annoying people. You know how we call the stream annoying people on Call of Duty? I was getting just one guy like proper raging at me. And then I said something back to him, and then he started proper raging. And then I said, okay, I've reported you. Enjoy your ban. then he started swearing and everything. So yeah, the running around with the shotgun is proper is proper annoying them. Fish is asking Harry why he ruined his Christmas. There's a long time till Christmas yet. You're about 4 months early. RG says, check my TikTok account. I will. I can check it afterwards. Is there something in particular you want me to have a look at? Harry says, because last year I did actually, because I was ill, and in New Year's Day I was bedridden for the whole day. That's not ideal, but I hope you start feeling a bit better. It was lots of fun. The multiplayer is crazy. We're doing it on Insane. Wow. You're just jumping right in off the deep end. Gonna be watching the Bayern game off the side. Nice. Mr. Luchando Los Diaz. He must be playing. He's had quite a good start, to be fair. I think he scored 2 goals. One was a header in the cup. One was, I think, in the league. So yeah, he seems to be adjusting quite well. Yeah, Kerry Gold. I would recommend it. It was really good. I made a steak, and it came out really nice. Sometimes it's worth paying a bit extra for the good stuff. I don't always do it, to be fair, but this is one of those. This is one of those occasions. Got no idea what that means, Fish. Is it Polish? Fish is saying my mom wants cake. I asked you about this earlier. What type of cake does she want? If you tell me what type of cake, I can make a recommendation to you. Like chocolate, Victoria sponge, cheesecake, muffins. You're gonna have to be a bit more specific. Pixel says, yeah, Olise, Kane, and Diaz are all playing against the third division cup side. That's gonna be straight up abuse. That's gonna be straight up abuse. You know what? I'm quite impressed that you said that. And I'm annoyed at myself that I didn't say that, because that's literally my favorite cake. That's literally my favorite cake. And when I was rattling those off, I was thinking I'm missing the most obvious one, and that's it. Like you read my mind, but yeah. Your mom's got good taste in cake. Red velvet is amazing. I've heard a rumor, and I don't know how accurate this rumor is, but apparently red velvet cake is just chocolate cake because there's cocoa in it, and the red is just like coloring. That's the rumor I've heard. But yeah, red velvet is elite. Good choice there. RG says, what a game. Newcastle to Liverpool. Crazy 3-2 win. Liverpool. Yeah, I very rarely get angry or annoyed at football, as you can tell, considering we've been talking about cake for 5 minutes. But in that game, I was getting annoyed in particular at the team, and annoyed specifically at Curtis Jones's inability to release the ball, to the point where I was literally gritting my teeth. I was that furious, and I think I clipped it up and I uploaded it. But it was a crazy game. It was a crazy game. To the point where the next day, as in yesterday, I was like, you know what, I can't be streaming any football because I'm still annoyed. But yeah, we were lucky to get the win, but I will take that win. Send him to Norwich. Is that 66? It's gonna be funny. But the thing is, it was so obvious this was gonna happen. Like, what did he think? Did he actually think he was gonna win the Ballon d'Or? He literally lasted one game. I'm not counting friendly tournaments and all that. Like, he literally lasted one game. And Real Madrid were like, nah, no thank you. You know those. I hope those Spanish lessons he took are refundable. Although he has been doing them for a few years, I don't think you can refund 2 years worth. But it's just funny. I can't lie. This is a more Polish fish. Dan was the tennis till early hours of Wednesday morning. You were playing tennis. You were playing tennis. Good stuff. Is that like real tennis or like a tennis game? Or do you mean you were at the tennis? It's the US Open tennis tournament. Jack Draper has withdrawn. That's unfortunate. Right, you were watching tennis on TV. Fair enough. I was thinking, were you playing tennis in the dark? I thought they must have some good lighting on that court, but no, that makes sense. Fish is Noah, I think, is what you were saying there. Did you see about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain? Yeah, apparently Besiktas are releasing him and are paying his wages in order to release him. Like they're gonna pay like 1.75 million or something to release him. It's unfortunate. I presume it's because of injuries and that sort of thing. But it's always sad when somebody gets released. Cole Edit says, "Yo, bro, do you remember me from yesterday?" I do. I think it was 2 days ago. But yeah, I remember you. How are you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you are well. Proper red velvet cake has vinegar that turns it red. It's not chocolate cake. It has cocoa powder in it, though. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I've heard they're saying it has like very slight kind of cocoa, but I didn't know about the vinegar that turns it red. Red velvet cake is one of those cakes that's so good, I just don't buy it. Because if I buy it, I'll eat all of it in one day. But red velvet cakes are absolutely amazing. Graduation enjoyer bought Rio on the home. Should be coming soon. What's Rio on the home? As in Rio Engamoa? Or like Rio the drink? Cole Edit says that's so random. Yeah, we talk about the randomest things. We just talk about, to be honest, most of the time we just end up talking about food. We are on a good deal for 66. Only play a few games and got paid for it. Had they waited for the free, they would have known after one game. Madrid just throwing away money. Oh yeah, I forgot about that, to be fair. Didn't they? They paid £10 million extra, didn't they? £10 million extra to get him for the Club World Cup. Which kind of makes the whole thing even funnier. My prediction is he'll probably end up at like Aston Villa in 2 years. Like I partly think that, but like I partly also think he doesn't have like the mental strength to get booed by the Liverpool fans, which would kind of lead me to believe he probably won't come back to England. Like he'll probably go Germany or something like that. It's just funny. I went on like his brother's like Instagram page, and they've all turned off comments because they don't want any pushback. Birmingham City being linked with Oxlade-Chamberlain. Right, after his release from Besiktas. I mean, Ox was always a decent player. I think the concern overwhelmingly was his fitness. So if Birmingham are in for him, I presume it would be on a kind of lower wage, or perhaps on a pay-as-you-play type of deal, I guess. Oh, right, of course, that's what you meant, yeah. Rio and Gamoa on the home kit. I was like, I bought Rio on the home. I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, okay. Rio and Gamoa on the home kit, nice. He's like number 73, is it? Number 73, I think. But that's amazing, man. you're probably like one of the first to get him, if you know what I mean. So you'll always say, you know what, I was one of the first to have him. You'll see a lot more people with him soon. How you doing, Zane? Zane, sorry. Says Curtis Jones is notorious for taking too many touches. Have you seen the short that I uploaded? Are you referring to that? where I'm literally so angry about him taking additional touches that I'm gritting my teeth. We missed the McAllister controlling the tempo. We did. Side note, don't buy red velvet with cochineal extract. What is that? What is cochineal extract? Is that like something super sour or something that I should avoid? Cold Edit says Kanate. Sorry, as in Kanate so random, or am I missing something? John says just injuries done Ox. Yeah, it is unfortunate, isn't it? I certainly think a few years ago you could make the argument that, I was going to say Ox was the best midfielder, but you could certainly make the argument that he was a unicorn in the sense that all the other midfielders at the time were quite defensive. So you had Henderson, who was quite defensive. You had Milner, who was quite defensive. You had Wijnaldum, who was quite defensive. And Ox kind of stood out as that kind of forward-thinking player who'd always kind of drive forward and take a shot. And I think the best example of that is probably the Man City game. It's just unfortunate that he got that injury, isn't it? I think unfortunately that curtailed things. Mansoor says, is Isak joining us, yes or no? I'd say yes. Dawood agrees about the cochineal. I need to look this up because I had no idea what this is. Oh boy, you should look it up. All right, I will. I'm a bit concerned about what this is now. We'll have a look in a bit. John says definitely missed the control of McAllister. Yeah, I think what I quite like about McAllister is how he kind of links the defense and the attack together. And I sometimes feel like if McAllister is not there, you kind of don't have that link, or you kind of don't have that bridge when McAllister is not there. So I think we definitely miss him. But I think the news is that he should be back. He should be back for the Arsenal game. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed nobody else has had a baby, and fingers crossed McAllister will be back. I think especially after last season, he had a world-class season. Cold Edit says my comment isn't there. It's probably a YouTube thing. Sometimes YouTube blocks things. Like, it's not me. But see if you can try reposting it somehow, and hopefully it will come up. Yeah, those Man City games, as John says, were the ones from Ox. Yeah, that long shot. I can't remember who was on commentary, but when they said he can hit one, he can hit one. That was a good moment. Yeah, same as Thiago. Yeah, Thiago was also very good. I can't lie. I'm a bit disappointed that it didn't quite kind of work out for him. Apparently he's retired now. Like, apparently he just doesn't play. He just doesn't play at all. But it is what it is. Cold Edit says, would you say Madrid are ruining youngsters like Endrick, Gula, Bellingham, and they got Trent, and they might even get Kanate? That's a good question. I think the issue is, to a certain degree, is if because Madrid can pretty much get anyone, it's not really an environment where a youngster can thrive. Because I think 9 times out of 10, for a youngster to thrive, they need to be given space to kind of mess up. Whereas I think at Real Madrid, if you mess up, you're out. They'll get somebody else in. So I think that makes it a lot more difficult for a young, not impossible, but I think that makes it a lot more difficult for just a youngster to kind of to thrive. And typically as well, when you play for Real Madrid, there's a lot of expectation on you, and I think that pressure can be quite difficult as well. Yeah, I'm concerned about what this cochineal thing is. Let's look it up then. Because Zaim is saying no, and Dawood is saying, what the hell is this? What? Well, that's Shaquille O'Neal. Let me refresh this. This cochineal thing you guys are on about. So is this like an insect? Cochineal red velvet cake. Right, so they crush the insects, and that's how they make the cake red. To be honest with you, like, not that I eat insects, but like insects are one thing I'm not scared of. If it was I don't know, looking at pictures of Trent and 66, then yeah, I'd be a bit scared of that. But yeah, it's kind of horrible. But thankfully, thankfully, I'm okay with insects. Not that I eat insects, but you know what I mean. John says, I agree that he's the link between the defense. He knows when to hold the ball and slow things down, and when to speed it up. Yeah, I think he's been referred to as the kind of the conductor or the kind of tempo controller, and I think that's kind of what John is also describing there. That's kind of why he's so important. It's crazy that we only paid 35 million. I appreciate he had a release clause, but when you think about it, that's crazy. Full Argentina international, versatile Premier League experience, young. Bargain. They used to put it in Starbucks drink for colour. Oh my God, Grimsby have just scored. I did say they're gonna score first. What is going on? I hate Man United with a passion, but like even like eventually at a human level, you just have to be like, what are you doing with your life? What is going on? You called it, yeah. Hopefully the Ugarte gets bullied off the ball there. I thought his whole shtick was that he was someone who cannot be bullied. But Grimsby, yeah, bullied him off the ball. Wow. That is a shocker. I can't lie, that is a shocker. Let's hope the rest of my prediction doesn't come true. In the sense that I was saying, I think Grimsby will score first, but then I think Man United will come back. If Man United loses, honestly, just close down the club. Just reject the club. Sell off the assets, whatever you make, just, donate to charity, donate to local causes. Or you could just burn the money that's left, because that's literally what you're doing right now anyway. Yeah, it was a nice goal. It was a really nicely worked goal. They pressed Ugarte, and then they were all on it. They were all kind of. I'm basically kind of lost for words. I hope Mr. Default is here later. So much for United being back, says John. I uploaded a video a few months ago, where some guy, I wouldn't say was arguing with me, but was saying that, but was making the point that when United get a few strikers, he was saying, then we will be a force again. Those are the words that he used, and it's one of the videos I've uploaded, and I was basically debunking everything he was saying. One of my kind of main concerns I had with that talking point was, even if you get a few strikers, your midfield is still pants. Your tactics are still pants because you only have 2 midfielders in there, and your defense is still pants, and your goalkeeper is still pants because you have Onana. So let's see where it goes. Jenny's loving it. Jenny says, "Get it, loving it." We're all loving it. For once, myself and Jenny, we're on the same team today. Jenny supports Man City, so we're on the same team today. John says no one wants to buy any of their assets. They can't even give Sancho away. Yeah, they can't give Sancho away. And what's his name? Garnacho. They wanted 50 million for him. Sorry, and now they're only getting 35. What a mess. Snus is saying, "Yikes! I should have bet on Grimsby." Yeah, you might get your $5 back. To be fair, you might get more than 5. If you bet 5, you'd probably get a fair amount back. Dawood says, all the Amorim out people are going to be out after that, yeah. But the thing is, to a certain degree, I don't mind them being Amorim out, but it's like 2 weeks ago you thought you were going to win the league. 2 weeks ago you thought you were going to win the league. Like, why do they always deal and operate in extremes? Why is it we're going to win the league, and then if they lose a few games, then we're doomed? It's you know what I mean? And I think that's their problem. They never have reasonable expectations, like I was saying to that guy. Another thing that guy said is, we're not far off the top. And I was like, mate, you're 16th. You couldn't be much further off the top. Like, the phrase, we're not far off the top is something like Villa would say, or like even Newcastle or Brighton. This is hilarious. Jenny says, getting sacked in the morning. It's certainly possible. To be honest, I hope they keep him. Because for me, the problem is he only plays 2 in midfield, so he always gets overrun. Because most teams play 3 in midfield, and certain teams, if they invert a defender, they then have 4. So he always gets overrun. Always gets overrun. Champions League draw is going to be tomorrow. John says, it's not the forwards. Lol, they scored goals last season. Yeah, it was everywhere else. They were a calamity at the back, and they were very easy to kind of override in the midfield. Like, he's not gonna, but he needs to change his tactic and start playing 3 midfielders. Because again, we saw it. They lost the ball in midfield. They basically got overrun. And then Grimsby scored. Snus says it was 27 back if I'd bet on Grimsby. Of course they're going to win though. My prediction was, like, genuinely that Grimsby would score first, but Man United, don't score again. Have they just scored again? It's been disallowed. They've got the ball in the net again. Matthew says, which pot are Man United in for the Champions League? Literally the toilet bowl. I think the toilet bowl counts as a pot. Oh, he did kind of handball it there, to be fair. But still, like, even though the guy handballed it, they still look a calamity at the back. Derwood says the fans are chanting, "You're getting sacked in the morning." You know what? How I derive kind of additional pleasure from this is when we were kind of in for Amorim, he was trying to use I think he was trying to use West Ham against us to say, ooh, West Ham are also interested in me. Do you remember that? When kind of Liverpool were rumoured to get him, but he decided to catch a flight to West Ham. Basically to say, look, 2 clubs are interested in me, so you need to give me more money. And then Liverpool turned around and said, we don't want you. We want a bold guy from Netherlands. And to be fair, West Ham also said, no, we don't want you. And then Amorim had to go running back to Sporting to say, you know what, I'm going to stay another season, which he didn't end up doing. Matthew's saying goal 2-0 Grimsby. Dawood saying Man United are done. Honestly, if they score from this... What was that? Ilyas, it is 2-0. It's just gone 2-0. It's handball. It didn't look handball. No. There's been another goal after that. There's been another one after that. So there was handball. Ilyas is just getting confused with the one a few minutes ago. So basically in the last 30 minutes, they've had the ball in the net 3 times, but 2 has been allowed, yeah. But again, as we were saying on that video, and as we were saying earlier today, what is that? They're showing him diving out. But we've always maintained, right? We've always said your problem is Onana. He's pants. And he's not even good pants. He's pants from like Tesco. Onana actually just... Onana just completely missed the ball there. Oh, you'd lose your mind, Jenny, if you... if you'd signed him. Closer to the top of the championship. This Grimsby team, are they like League 2? Which would make them 3rd tier. Even if they turn around and win this now, this is embarrassing. Matthew's at the match, so 3 minutes ahead of the TV. Nice. Matthew will have the quickest updates then. How did he miss that? I have no idea. They showed a slow motion replay, and he literally completely missed the cross. Like he didn't even get a palm on it. He just missed it. I mean, he kind of looked like he was diving with his eyes closed. But as a professional goalkeeper, you should really get that out of your game. Fish is saying IKEA. Getting sacked in the morning. Taster Tester says, how's it, man? Good. Life's good. Man United getting obliterated by Grimsby, which Mike has confirmed their League 1 3rd tier. So not even Championship. This is bad. Apparently Amorim, and the annoying thing is, like, Amorim as a person, he seems like quite a nice person, but his football is turgid. He's got a 27% win percentage. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're enjoying the game. Gio, aka Hugo Ekitike, aka Milos Kerkez, says United losing. This is terrible. I can't lie. I was almost not going to watch this because I thought it'll be an easy win, but I'm so glad I did. Zaim says, we nearly hired Amorim before Slot. Praise Michael Edwards and Hughes. Yeah. I'll be honest, me being an ignorant person who knows nothing, I was a bit concerned when we just got a bold guy from Netherlands, but that shows why they get paid millions. This is terrible. Change the score, thank you. Can't be misleading people. It is 2-0. Gio starting college next Thursday. Looked around today. It's amazing. Nice. Fun times. Is it still A levels college these days? What are you going to be studying? I did business studies. I did religious studies because it was an easy A. And I did French back in the day. All my friends said, why are you doing French? French is lame. Why are you doing French? And I'm so glad I did French now, because when I go to France, I can try and speak the lingo. Of course, it doesn't come out right because I don't have a French accent, but you know what I mean. Easy win today, says Tupac. Taste the Testers says they're losing 2-0. Wow, this is terrible. Bye Amarim. I almost like Amarim. Apparently Amarim has a 27% win percentage. And I'd like to think, even if you did no training, you just stuck these players on the pitch and said, go figure it out, surely they'd get a better win percentage than 27%. You know what I mean? Like, how are you 27%? How have you only won 1/4 of your games? How have you failed to win 3/4 of your games? It's insane. Gio says Amarim would have got Gyökeres at Liverpool. Apparently, that was one of the points that they disagreed on, if I recall, in the sense that Amarim was saying that he wanted control over transfers. So, as an example, as Gio is saying there, Amarim would have wanted to bring Gyökeres in. But the kind of Liverpool hierarchy said, "Nah, you ain't gonna get control." It's the sporting director and it's the data team who will work with you to make recommendations. So that's apparently one of the. Who's this Harry Styles guy that's arguing? Who is this guy? Fredrickson. I thought this was the guy from One Direction. Man United are following One Direction, and that's down. That was quite a lame pun, to be fair. Durwood says, not to defend Man U, but that second goal would have been disallowed, I'm sure. It's alright. It's okay. To be fair, even if it was disallowed, they still would have had the ball in their net 3 times in the space of 5 minutes. This is so bad. United might come back 3-2. United are awful. That's a good point. That's a good point by a nostalgia bunker. It's not fair United get a big team like Grimsby. It's not fair. They should have gotten a smaller team like themselves. This is bad. When things are like so hopelessly bad, you kind of slightly feel yourself feeling sorry for them. Like, I don't know, if there's somebody that you dislike and that you hate, you dislike them. But like, if you saw them homeless, you'd kind of feel a bit sorry for them, even though you dislike them. This is what this kind of feels like. Mark is saying, bah ha ha ha. Man United 2-0 down. Love it. It is good. I can't lie. This is making up for the heart attack I was having versus Newcastle. From one very intense game to now having a very laid back game. The Man United women's keeper's better than this guy's terrible. To be honest, just put nobody in goal and it wouldn't make much of a difference. Yeah, Connor's laughing at them losing to Grimsby. Ollie says we are so bad. I'll be honest, this is atrocious. I genuinely think it's the formation, because there's just 2 midfielders and they just keep getting overrun. Like if they played like 4-3-3, you know, put Kobe Mainu in there, put Ugarte in there, and maybe Fernandez in there. You know, Ugarte is like your super defensive one. Kobe Mainu's like he will link the defense and the attack, and then Fernandez is your attacking one, and then you got three, and then you can do 3 versus 3. Like, you know, you can match up versus Liverpool's 3, and you might win. But the trouble is they just have Ugarte or they just have Casemiro, and those 2 people then have to do the job of 3 people. It's just so silly. It's genuine. Like Man United's formation is literally a donut, because there's literally a hole in the middle. There's a giant hole in the middle, and I don't know. I don't know why they don't plug that hole. Oh, no VAR, says Durwood. It's probably good. It's 2 League 2 teams, so it probably makes sense. No point bringing. Okay, maybe going too far. I was going to say no point paying for the VAR for this. John says, when do we play them? Hopefully soon. I was thinking that the other day. Hopefully soon, because this is bad. Lucas says, I can't tell if we are a League 2 side. If it's any sort of consolation, I do feel slightly bad. Because you know when it's that bad that you just can't laugh. You just can't like laugh too much when it's that bad. As John says, no legs in the middle. Yeah, no legs in the middle. Like the players that they have in the midfield in general are not the most mobile. Like Casemiro needs a Zimmer frame. Fernandez is gonna need a Zimmer frame in a few years. Kobe Mainu ain't the quickest. So those 3 as a 3 would not be particularly mobile. And what makes it all the more concerning is they don't play 3, they just play 2. And compare that. If you take Man United's 2 that they play in midfield, like if you take Man United's 2 that they have in midfield, I bet you Szoboszlai on his own does more running than like both of those 2 put together. Now couple that with the fact that Szoboszlai is going to be a part of a 3. This is what we get. Taster Tester says his boss is a Man United supporter. Going to be an edgy day tomorrow. Oh, understandable. Maybe come in late. Don't come in your Arsenal shirt. Come in. Keep distance. Keep safe distance. Was it 2 meters a few years back? Stick to that. Safest. John says it's October. Mark says it's October. Hopefully Amarim's still around by then. Mark saying, I hope he can. Yeah, even I was saying like, hopefully he's around by then. But it's the Man United way to a certain degree. Like they'll give the manager 250 million in the summer, and then a few weeks later, when it doesn't work out, they'll fire them. Same thing happened with Ten Hag. Who's gonna want to go here? That's the other thing. That is the other thing. Amy says, "Now that's embarrassing. 2-0 against Grimsby." It's embarrassing to the point where I'm starting to kind of vaguely, slightly feel sorry for them. It's that bad. It's just genuinely that bad. Ilias says, Sabo more than Trent at right back. He had a very good performance the other day, I can't lie. Mr. Default's loving life. Mr. Default is loving this performance. This performance is so good that Mr. Default is lost for words. I do feel bad for Mr. Default. Can't lie. Yeah, I was saying the similar thing. Like, it's just not funny anymore. Like let's say like there's somebody that you hate in real life. Obviously you hate them, but like if you saw them like homeless on the street, like you probably wouldn't find it funny, and it's just kind of similar like that. It's like it's just not funny anymore. This is just depressing. Don't get me wrong. Tomorrow will be hilarious. Like tomorrow will be hilarious, but like right now. John says Casemiro is done. Yeah, I think he was done. Done maybe a year or two ago. I think the problem is they paid £70 million for him, and I think they're paying him $350,000 a week, and it's very difficult to shift that kind of player unless it's to Saudi or something. Delwood says Man United need Grimsby's keeper. Yeah, he made a nice save off that header. They need Grimsby's keeper, and they also need Grimsby's defence, and they also need Grimsby's midfield. And to top it all off, they also need Grimsby's attack. And whilst we're here, they also need Grimsby's manager. Same old United. I can't lie. You are right. The thing is as well, like what makes this frustrating, and I say frustrating with half a smile on my face, is we were doing like we were doing the Nations League streams during the summer. And to be fair, like, you do get like a few rational fans. Like, Mr. Default is rational. You do get a few others. But like, I'd have like randomers appearing saying, yeah, we're going to be a force next season. We're going to win the league. And I'd push back and say, you finished 16th. I don't think jumping up 15 places is a realistic aim. But they call me names and call everyone else names, but this ain't good, man. Gio says Liverpool to United versus United predictions. I mean, whatever Grimsby get today, add on maybe 1 or 2. Mr. Potter to Man United, here we go. Man United don't need Graham Potter, they need Harry Potter. So if that's the Potter we're referring to, then they might be in with a chance. Mr. Default says, I don't know why I'm oh, God. I'd say I admire... I am nice to Mr. Default, because Mr. Default's always nice to me. So then I will say I admire your belief and your resilience in your team. There we go. They're chanting, are you Stockport in disguise? Stockport would probably do a bit better. John says, Kobe Mainoo's a solid player and Bruno has got a bit of class in him, but only shows it when he wants to. That is true. I think, unfortunately, I think this system holds them back, because with only 2 in there, it becomes a lot more difficult to do your thing. Now, if it was Kobe Mainoo and Fernandes with Ugarte behind them, kind of protecting them from behind, then yeah, but like this is horrendous. Gio says, what happens if Van Dijk gets an injury? Who you'd start at centre back? Well, the transfer window is still open. If the Grimsby centre back is available for transfer, let's put a bid in. Grimsby are looking good. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. Terminate his contract, cut your losses. Yeah, cut your losses, move on. Man United are playing the wrong sport, says Taster Testers. I don't even know if you can call this a sport, what they're doing. Just kind of aimlessly running around. Cengiz says, Salam, hello, how you doing, Cengiz? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. John says Dumbledore couldn't even help them, let alone Harry Potter. Yeah. This is bad. Mr. Default says Lindelof to Grimsby Town. Here we go. I mean, Lindelof might struggle to get in that team. That Grimsby defense is looking quite solid. How is it 2-0? Honestly, like, how is it 2-0? How is it 2-0? Like, it hasn't quite sunk in because I'm just trying to like get through as many of your comments as I can. But it's like every few seconds it will just sink in, and I'm like, how the hell are they losing 2-0? Grimsby will do well in the Prem, and Man United will do poorly in League 2. Mr. Default says Sir Alex Ferguson needs to come out of retirement. He does. He could probably play in goal. He'd probably catch better than Onana. He'd probably put in a better tackle than Kobe Mainu. 2-0 to a League 2 side. It's a good thing they're not League 3, because then it'd be 3-0. The coach needs to change his formation. Yeah, I think that they're just repeatedly getting overrun in that midfield. He won't though. Forest Forever says a giant killing is on the cards. Oh, do you reckon Man United are going to come back? I don't see a giant killing because I think Grimsby will win. We're not allowed to say that, Harry. It was a fair goal. 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 To be honest, I need to watch it back. Dawood says it was a handball as well. You do better in goal, says Gio. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but I'll take it as a compliment. To be honest, nobody will do, like, even if you had even if you had an empty goal, it wouldn't be much worse. Grimsby can't even be excited and brag how they're playing, yeah. Mr. Default thinks it'd be 4-2. Do you think Grimsby will score 2 more and Cunha will maybe get 2 back? So is that Grimsby 4-2 or is that Man United 4-2? They sack all the staff from Carrington, says John. Could have just used Casemiro's wages. That genuinely annoyed me so much. In terms of kind of, sacking the admin staff who worked there for 30 years, sacking people in the canteen, and so forth. Because again, like, I'm not a billionaire, of course, but I just think that when you kind of get rid of people who have been part of the quote unquote family, it destroys that aspect of kind of togetherness. And then you just end up with a disjointed mess. Whereas again, you look at Liverpool, when they walk into the building, like Van Dijk knows the names of like all the women who work in the kitchen. Van Dijk knows the names of all the men that clean the floors. Like, they all know their names. You know what I mean? Even though they're multimillionaires, they know that's Carol. They know that's Steve. And I think that's the kind of atmosphere you need. Whereas these guys just went in and kind of fired all of them. And to be honest, even like Casemiro's on like what? Casemiro's on like what, $350 a week? What would the receptionist be on? I don't know. £30,000 a year? £40,000 a year? What are you honestly saving from that? What are you honestly saying? You're not saving, and if anything, you're making things worse, I think, because I think you're ruining the morale at the organization. Let's see if I can catch up. Mr. Default says, I don't care if it was a handball. They should. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. They shouldn't be getting that close anyway. Anthony says more likely Grimsby look crappy. Evans says Mbeumo will score 3 goals. Is he playing? I haven't noticed if he's playing, to be fair. But if he's on the bench, they might need to bring him on. Anthony says sacking the backroom staff, poor optic. Yeah, it just for me, it just kind of ruins the feeling at the club. It ruins the kind of togetherness at the club. And I think you need that kind of work environment to thrive, where the players, even though they're multi-millionaires, they still respect the kitchen staff. They still know all their names. That's the kind of environment you need. But I think this what's his name, Ineos guy, has unfortunately kind of gone in and said, okay, the players are, and of course in every club, of course the players are, the main thing. But he's gone in and he's drawn a line, and I think in doing that, he's created quite a toxic atmosphere at the club. Casemiro gets 350 a week. That is shocking. I mean, take off that's 350,000, but I wouldn't pay him £350 sterling a week for that. John says, yeah, that's pure joke. You don't want to see normal people lose their jobs over cost cutting, especially when they've been there for kind of so long, for multiple reasons. Number one, I think from a cost perspective, they're not really saving all that much if you think about it. If a receptionist is on, say, £30,000 a year, what's she getting paid a month? Maybe like £2,000 a month, and then a week she's getting £500. So she's getting £500 a week, but Casemiro is getting £350,000 a week. So it's really worth getting rid of this person, because you're not saving anything, and if anything, you're just creating a poisonous atmosphere at the club, I think. Harry's on here now. Yeah, this YouTube is working a bit better today. TikTok's being a bit slow. Mr. Devo is gonna watch the rest of the match with the TV off. He's just in silence. I think that's the safest way. I watched a horror movie today called was it Hollow Road or something? I actually watched a horror movie today, but this is scarier. What was it called? It had Rosamund Pike in it. Hollow Road, sorry. I watched this movie today, Hollow Road. I would recommend it. But it's a horror movie, but yeah, this Man United performance, it's scarier. I can't lie. Jenny says, Man United fans, I bet they were watching Emmerdale instead, yeah. I think the farm animals in Emmerdale would put a bit more effort in than what we're seeing here. Harry says the ref is biased. Alexander's not very happy. Harry says, also, it's just my cough now, but it's going. Good to hear that's going. It's good to hear that's going. Jack says, if Onana steps on that... I already know this is going to be funny. If Onana steps on that pitch ever again, I'm losing it. If Amorim isn't sacked after this game, or if we lose, or even if we win by 1 goal, Ineos need to go. I understand. I understand where you're coming from, and I agree. I agree entirely. To be honest with you, I don't support Man United, as you can tell, but there were moments last year where I'd watch Man United purely so I could laugh at whatever Onana was gonna do. I'd use it as therapy and comedy, because I knew Onana was gonna mess something up. And for that second goal in particular, I'll need to see the replay, but I swear he was diving with his eyes closed. Why are his eyes closed? He's a professional. They need to genuinely get rid of Onana. they don't even need to make a profit. They don't even need to make much money. Just get rid of him. Get any sort of decent keeper in. Because I think unfortunately they can't move forward, I think, until he's gone. Harry says, sorry, I didn't come on last night playing Minecraft with friends. That's all right. No problem. I was playing Black Ops 6, just annoying people. The pitch IQ says 2-0. Yeah, it's not good. I can't lie. The road to Old Trafford. Yeah, they should rename this one the road to Old Trafford. This was good. I can't lie. I enjoyed it. But yeah, the road to Old Trafford is a lot scarier. Jack says, Onana shouldn't play for United ever again. Amorim shouldn't be manager after this. The funny thing is, like, I agree. I agree with both those things. I don't think Onana's good enough. Amorim in particular, I think he's too stubborn with respect to his formation. This weird formation he plays with only two midfielders. It means that, like, as far as I can see, Man United, they always just get overrun because they've only got two midfielders. And it doesn't matter if they're League Two, you know. It's still 6 legs versus 4 legs. So you're still going to get overrun. You know what I mean? Like 2 good boxers versus 3 average boxers. The 3 average boxers probably win. That's probably what's happening. Tasted Testers watched Megan yesterday. Is that Megan 2 or Megan 1? I've seen Megan 1. Megan 1 is very good. Megan 2 is on my list. To be honest, today it was either going to be Hallow Road or Megan 2. But yeah, is it the first one or is it the second one? And also, what did you think of it? I love horror movies, so Megan, if it's the first one, it's good. I've seen that. It's very good. The pitch IQ said Arsenal is better than Man United. Grimsby also better than Man United. My cat vomited in the kitchen a few days ago, and the substance that came out his mouth is also better than Man United. Speaking of vomit, Casemiro, I think, is going off. Mr. Default says, I'm watching it with my daughter, teaching her how to deal with trauma from a young age. At least that's putting a positive spin on it to a certain degree. It's a learning experience that we don't always get what we want. It's how we deal with those situations. So, yeah, it's putting a positive spin on it. Brian Umbermo's coming on. We're signing a new keeper anyway, says Mr. Default. Yeah. I think it was badly needed. Badly needed. And to be fair, I think at this point they just need somebody stable, you know, like doesn't have to be like super flashy or anything, or just anybody stable. Mr. Default says, bro, hate watching United pretty much. Pitch IQ says, glory Man United. Put Heaton on or buy India. Yeah, they can't be much worse. Or put Harry on. Harry, who's sick from his holiday, would be better than Onana. Yeah, Harry Kane in goal, says Jack. Onana is terrible. Is he? They're just starting the second half, so I'll start the timer back up. But is Onana still? Is Onana still in goal? Man United pity watches are fun, 100%. Derwood says, I love when Man United play right after Liverpool. It puts me in a better mood. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, especially after how anxious. Oh, is there lightning? There's lightning. There's lightning, guys. Even God is not happy with what Man United are doing. Like, this can't get any worse. There's literally lightning. God is literally forsaking them. Evan says, it seems like Man United will be relocated this season because they are weak and they're not even fighting with the EPL and the Carabao. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? Especially kind of given the money that has been spent. Unfortunately, I feel like this formation is a bottleneck because they've only got two in the middle. I don't know if I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but until you get at least three in the middle, this is gonna keep on happening. Mr. Default has just spoken to Amarim. Told me he's not letting them win to be nice. Such a good guy. I mean, such a selfless guy, isn't he? Such a selfless guy. Kind of always thinking of other people. Always putting other people first. I mean, I admire it. Taster Tester says, I don't even think Bob the Builder can fix Man United's problems and he can fix anything. Yeah. Give me a second. That annoying website has just crashed. But YouTube's working fine. But that other one. Bruno, De Ligt and Mbeumo are coming on. Yeah, Mbeumo's on, which is a positive. I mean, he might get something. Let's see. The pitch IQ says Cyan Donnarumma. I think it'd be good for them. I think the only downside is apparently Man City are quite far along with respect to signing him. But I think they are rumored to kind of get a keeper. Some keeper for like 17 million, which is something. Yeah, this guy, he's from the Belgium league, 23 years old. I have no clue what he's like. To be honest, he can't be much worse. Can't be much worse than Onana, let's be honest. I think Man United just need like a stable pair of hands. Man United need a coach like Klopp. Yeah, to a certain degree. I think they also need to kind of change the kind of ethos around the club. When I saw them kind of firing random people, I knew that it was kind of over from then. But yeah, I don't think they can move forward with Amarim, unfortunately. Ian says manager getting sacked this season. Yeah, to be honest, probably before Christmas. That's probably the question at this point. Will he get sacked before Christmas or after Christmas? Mark Goldbridge says, dead dog up my dead dog and put it in goal. Dig up my dead. Yeah, it moves quicker. Oh God, Grimsby through here again. Grimsby almost scored again. Was that a handball? That looked like a handball. That might be a handball by the player there. Rove was loving this. Man United will make Bob the Builder quit, yeah. As a taster tester was saying, not even Bob the Builder can fix what we're saying, yeah. Zaim says, AC Milan value that Mike Mannion at 25 million this transfer window when linked with Chelsea. Not sure who's worse, Karius or Onana, yeah. I didn't think I'd ever see anybody worse than Onana. But at this point it probably... Sorry, I didn't think I'd ever see anybody worse than Karius, but at this point it'd probably have to be Onana. Karius at least had a couple of good performances here and there. James has just switched the game on. It's going to be a long season for the Manx. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's so bad. I think what will probably end up happening is I reckon they'll probably sack Amarim like before Christmas. I hope they don't, because I think things will probably improve for them if they did. Taster Tester says, "Oh no, man! Oh no, Nana does it again. And then Liverpool will score double digits. Yeah, especially if they continue with just two in the middle." Dawood says, "Oh no, it's raining now. Kind of feel for the Man United fans there." Nah, yeah. There was a bit of lightning as well at the start of the half, which was a bit bizarre. Are there any restrictions on playing when it's lightning there? I don't think so. Was it the Chelsea game in the US where they had to delay it by 2 hours when the lightning started? But I don't think there's any such restrictions here. There's lightning because Thor doesn't like Man United. Yeah, I think even the God of Thunder is concerned, or maybe God in general is disgusted with what He's created, and He's like, no. And that's going to be interesting for the World Cup in the summer when it storms. Yeah, very interesting. It was the Chelsea game, wasn't it, where they delayed it? Oh, God, the rain is terrible there. I know I've been complaining for ages that it's been too hot, but now it's raining a bit too much. But yeah. And like it keeps cutting out. Is that because of the bad weather? Like, is anyone else's like cutting out? Mr. Default says, praying the game gets cancelled due to bad weather. Funnily enough, I actually wouldn't mind that because I think it means that Amarim would stay there for a bit longer. Fish says ho. Surely they have to postpone. Yeah, yours is cutting out as well. Yeah, I was a bit confused. I was a bit confused about what was happening. But like it kept just like cutting to black. Oh, to be fair, like even when they go for a tackle, like you can just see all the water coming up off the grass. Did you see that there on Kudia? Mr. Default says, this is so unfair. The weather is awful. How are we meant to play in this? So unfair on the Man United players. Arteta level excuse. I guess the pushback would be they scored 2 before the weather went bad. But even then. Fish says, just watch the Europa League final, Sevilla versus Rona. Is that an old one? I know one we stopped playing because of the weather, and another was a delayed start. I think it was that Chelsea one, I remember. Like they played like 85 minutes. Ooh, just headed over. Is that Dogu? No, it's not. They played like 85 minutes and then they stopped it for the lightning. And then we had to wait 2 hours. And then they played the remaining 5 minutes. Taster Tester says, have you seen Lights Out as in the movie with the dude? Was that Lights Out? The one where he stands out a lot and everyone's basically everyone's trying to harm him. Oh no, I've not seen this. Lights Out. I was thinking of the other one. Is that good? Lights Out? American supernatural horror film? If you're saying that's good, I might have to check that out. But now I'm confused as to what is that movie I was thinking of. Oh, I was thinking of Get Out. I was thinking of this one. But no, I haven't seen Lights Out. If it's good, I'll check it out. Brighton game, James is in the starting 11. Is that James Milner or a different Milner? Harry says, commentator just said we might need some armbands, yeah. Might need a boat at this rate. Playing football in rain like this is awful. Feel bad for all the players. To be fair, it is kind of awful. I can't lie. Just walking when there's kind of this much rain and it's that damp is not a nice experience. So, I mean, it won't make much difference to Onana, but it might make a bit of difference to Ahmad, for example. Fish says, oh, Harry, pee off. Rangers about to be knocked out of the Champions League, just like Celtic. Does that put the whole kind of SPL debate to rest then? Because people have always said they think Rangers and Celtic would kind of get top 6 in the Premier League. But if they can't progress this far in the Champions League, then probably not. Cookie Man says, hi, how you doing, Cookie Man? Hope you're good. Mr. Default has got a Sunday league match. I hope the weather isn't like this. Yeah, this is horrible weather just to walk around in. So to play football in this is not particularly nice. Brighton's new Greek player is crushing it this game. What is that the goal? The striker? Sorry, the striker. Or is it like something with an S that we were linked with? Zaim says, what's your favorite horror film or recommendations? I never really watched any except if you include this match. To be honest, this match is probably the scariest horror movie I've seen in a while. But in terms of other recommendations, there's this website called I'll show you, give me a second. There's a website called Letterboxd where you can basically like log all the stuff that you watch and you can say if it's good or not. You can see my name, but I don't care. Everyone knows what my name is. Yeah, this is my profile. I watch like lots of true crime, but I can filter on horror. And if I sort it by my rating, so Zaim was saying that's quite good. It depends if you're going to watch it yourself or you're going to watch it with somebody else, if you know what I mean. Oddity, that one there. Oddity, that one's good. Hereditary, Blink Twice, Trap, Speak No Evil, Hallow Road, which I watched today, Megan. Alien, I gave 4 stars. Maybe that's not 4 stars. Old, that one's good. Late Night with the Devil. Opus, I watched recently. That's good. So yeah, maybe any from the top row. Maybe start with Oddity. Oddity's like creepy. Tell me what kind of horror, but like Oddity's like creepy horror. So yeah, I'll definitely recommend that one. Chelsea in Club World Cup delayed for 2 hours. Oh, was it Club? Yeah, that was it. Was it Club World Cup? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because of severe thunderstorms. After nearly playing all the game was a joke. But they got proper thunderstorms over there. Yeah, it was the 85th minute, wasn't it? And then I remember it being delayed. And I waited until like 12:30 at night, and then I was like, it's too late now, I've got to go. So yeah, it was a bit annoying. Mr. Defoe is loving life, saying, how the F have we not scored? I actually can't with this club. I watched this week in weekend. For what? Literally why? Bro thinks he's Mourinho. I sympathize with your frustration. I only sympathize with your frustration because you're quite cool. But with most Man United fans, I find this quite entertaining. Yeah, that was it. Simas. Yeah, we were linked with him. Striker. Cookie Man says it's funny how Mark Goldbridge called AC Milan a McDonald's when the Hoyland rumour started and called Man United a 5-star restaurant. Well, that's the thing. Quite often, these players, before they sign, they're the best thing since sliced bread. So before they sign the players, they say, "Oh, we're going to get you next season. Oh, we're going to get you back. We're going to win the league." I see this everywhere. I see this with Rafael Varane. I see this with De Ligt. I see this with Jadon Sancho. I see this with Bruno Fernandes. I see this with Cunha. I see this with Mbeumo, who I still think will come quite good. I see this with Ugarte. But it's just the same story every single year. Nothing is ever going to change. John is saying, is that a rhetorical question? It probably is. That's what Sunday League football is about. Very true. Proper effing Sunday League. Taster Tester says Lights Out is probably the best horror movie in the past 10 years. See if I could. Is it this one here, 2016? Rebecca must unlock the terror behind her little brother's experience that once tested her sanity, bringing her face to face with the supernatural spirit attached to her mother. I'll check it out. If you're saying it's good, I'll check it out. And in fact, I'll make a note on my list here. Lights Out movie. I'll then report back to you about if it's a good movie or not. They signed that youngster we were linked to. Yeah, Simas. Yeah, Simas. Good. I mean, good for him. He's doing well. Harry is saying United will therefore be out of their first match. Also, the grass is messing the ball. The grass is messing with the ball, but I think to be fair, they conceded 2 goals when the conditions were quite nice. That would be the most concerning thing. Cold Edits is back. Good to hear. It's very cold for the United players at the moment. They are getting soaked. Cookie Man says, what's your opinion on this new Serie A season? To be honest, I've not really seen much of it. I've mostly just been watching Premier League and a bit of La Liga. Watched few Premier League games. Watched the Real Madrid game, I think, versus Mallorca. Watched the Barcelona game. I haven't seen much Serie A. What's your opinion of it? JS says Gyökeres to Arsenal. Yeah. I think he's got 2 goals now, which is still something. Fish is saying, oi, Harry, I know. Mr. Default, can't wait to sign Sen Lamens. This is that keeper I think they're linked to. I don't care if he's only a decent keeper. Yeah, surely he can't be worse. Yeah, I think at this point they kind of just need a safe pair of hands and a steady pair of hands. Like I feel like they need somebody who's a consistent 7 out of 10, or even like a consistent 6 out of 10, or even like a consistent 5 out of 10. Just not a consistent 3 out of 10 that Onana is. John says there was good reviews about that Greece forward as well. Yeah, that Simas guy, Simas. Very tall as well, I remember. It's good. Good to hear he's doing well. Durwood says if Isak deal doesn't get done, they should sign Larson and Gahey. Is that Larson the guy that Newcastle want? So if the Isak deal doesn't get done, let's dunk on Newcastle again and make them have an even worse summer. I'm holding out hope that the Isak deal does get done. There was some news today that that Saudi guy offered him a new contract with a release clause, and Isak again said no, thank you. So I'm hoping it gets done. If not, I'm a bit worried. Mr. Default says, why is Delict playing striker? Get back to your box, bro. He's following the Harry Maguire school of defending. In terms of get in the box and we'll boot it up to your head and hopefully you'll score. But it is a bit concerning that Amorim is resorting to sticking kind of defenders up front so early. Fish is eating a plug, a chicken, an apple and a banana. Well, at least the dessert comes at the end, so at least the order is kind of correct. Muddy pitches, hungover players and terrible refs, says John. I think that that kind of sums it up. They should use that on the advertising. These players are on like $2,000 a week, whilst Man United are on at least $100,000 a week, and some are on 3 times that. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, if it's any consolation, Kobe Mainey's haircut looks nice. There you go. There's a positive. Cookie Man says, I think AC Milan are heavy favourites with Napoli. Yes, they lost the first match, but there are 37 more games in the season. The reason for that is because having 1 game a week gives the players a lot of rest. Yeah, Good points, all good points. Sometimes I think people can be a bit too reactionary. Like if you lose one game, suddenly it's the end of the world. Suddenly you're no good anymore. Suddenly you're rubbish. But no, you're keeping a cool head. Who's not keeping a cool head is Maguire, who they've just scored, Mr. Default. It's 3-0. Oh, is it disallowed? Don't disallow it. Maguire with like a perfect through ball to Grimsby, who just scored, but I think they've disallowed it. Why have they disallowed that? It was amazing through ball by Harry Maguire. Oh, he's just offside. But honestly, like, now I appreciate like he passed it the wrong direction. But it was a good through ball. I'm messing. Sometimes I need to make it obvious I'm being sarcastic. But what's up with that gothic font as well on the back of Man United shirt? Why they using like Times New Roman? What's that about? But yeah, as a Cookie Man was saying, sometimes people overreact based on one result. But I think Napoli will certainly be up there. But that came off Maguire, so that should be onside, right? But by coming off Maguire, does it not make that then onside? Surely? Bizarre. Taster Tester says, what are your predictions across the top 4 leagues in Europe? Who will take it? Bundesliga, Serie A, Ligue 1 and La Liga. I mean, I'm a bit concerned that Premier League is not there. But Bundesliga would be Bayern. Serie A, probably Napoli. Liga, PSG. La Liga, Barcelona. And Premier League, Liverpool. But what do you think? Benjamin says, is your boyfriend feeling better today? You tell me if you can walk today or not. That will answer the question. Mr. Default says, can't even shoot at the goal. AC Milan are so overrated. Oh, the Grimsby fans are proper getting into it. Cookie Man says a United fan. I didn't say. I was thinking that, but I didn't say. it. But Cookie Man said out loud. John says, I think German league's looking good this season. Loads of goals. Yeah, Bayern in particular looking very strong. Mr. Default's proper had enough of these guys. He's saying Mbeumo and Bruno getting out of my Mbeumo already. Can I say, Mr. Default? Remember we did a keep sell buy thing for Man United in the summer. Do you remember a certain somebody with a beard and a blue hat put Bruno in the sell column? Do you recall that? When a certain someone with a beard and a blue hat said, I'm gonna put Bruno in the sell column. And I do, oh my God, you're selling Bruno? But I did provide logic for it. I think Mbeumo just scored. Have they scored? Mbeumo just kind of ran forward and shot. Is that set up? Is that an assist? Is that an assist by Kobe Mainu? I mean, nice finish to be fair. 2-1, I guess. It's an assist by Kobe Mainu. There's only one man who can save us. Daniel Farker. Mr. Defoe is saying Bruno out, 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 and then a goal went in. Oh my God, we're the best team in the world. Mbeumo is staying in the FPL at 9:33, but he was being removed at 9:29. We're goated, United. The game isn't over. Cookie Man is saying that's so sarcastic. John is saying he's lost interest. Fish is saying, have you heard about your mom? It depends on the context. I might have heard or I might not. Dawood says, oh my God, they're on their way back. I hope the extent of my prediction doesn't come true. And I said Grimsby are going to score first, but Man United will win. Southgate for the Man United job, says John. To be honest, Southgate can't do much worse than this. Southgate would probably play like a 4-2-3-1, I guess, which would probably get the better out of these players. And it was Kobe mainly with the assist, if I recall. Taster Tester says the Bundesliga Bayern Munich, Serie A Inter Milan, okay, League 1 PSG, La Liga Real Madrid. Just because Rashford is at Barcelona, and Premier League is between Arsenal and Liverpool. To be fair, I mean those are, I think those are good predictions as well. There won't be like any major surprises, I don't think. Fish farted, thank you very much. Did your tank kind of bubble when that happened? Mr. Default is feeling a lot better now. John says, I think it's something to do with whether he's meant to play the pass or if it deflected off a ball or something stupid. Yeah, I can't. Is that player called Odor? Like odor as in smell. He's called Odor. What the hell? Why is he named after air freshener? But yeah, with the rules, you can never keep up what's legal, what's not legal. Mr. Default says, I don't even care we scored. This is awful. I'm having more fun in this chat. Yeah, welcome to my life. This is why quite often people ask me what just happened, and I'm like, I don't know. I was enjoying the chat bull. Yeah, that's kind of how we tend to end up talking about food most of the time, or movies. It tends to be more fun than the game. And then I was thinking at one point, like at the end of, or in the summer, I was thinking towards the end of the stream, maybe we could do like player ratings instead. And I was going to implement that as an idea, but then I was like, you know what? I barely see what happens in the game, so I wouldn't really be able to give proper ratings. Razman says, what's your prediction for Arsenal versus Liverpool? Liverpool are at home, so I think it'll be 2-1 Liverpool. What do you think, Razman? Fishy is going to sleep. Cookie Man does not understand this Inter obsession. Honestly, Cookie Man has Inter out of the top 4. A manager who just started his first big club season, apart from under 21 teams, and also a really old team. Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. I guess a lot of the confidence comes from their season last year, but equally I think you're correct with respect to kind of some of the changes that they've undergone, and also the general age of the team. So you might be right, to be honest. I certainly don't think they'll get to the Champions League final again. But guess we'll have to wait and see. Mr. Default says, what's happened to Bruno Fernandes? Again, can we cast our mind back to the summer when we were doing a Man United keep, sell, buy, and a certain someone in a blue hat with a beard put him in the sell column, and then halfway through the stream, a certain Mr. Default joined and said, oh my God, why are you selling Fernandes? This was why. This was why. Arsenal versus Liverpool will be the game of the season. It certainly could be. If Arsenal come to play, it will be. I'm just a bit concerned Arsenal will be very defensive, which again in itself is not the end of the world. Razman says, also just love saying Razman. 3-1 Arsenal. If it's 3-1 Arsenal, I will be very unhappy, especially since it's at Anfield. I mean, it's not impossible, but I think 2-1 Liverpool. Anestia says, if we lose this game, do you think Amorim should be sacked, or would you back him? I would have sacked him a while back, to be honest. I think Amorim is a good person, and I think he's a good man manager, but I think his formation is horrible. You also can't take this football ground seriously when it says winner, winner, chicken dinner everywhere. But anyway, I think Amorim's problem is he's very stubborn with respect to his formation. His formation is basically 5-2-3, and when you just have two in the middle, other teams will repeatedly overrun you. If I can just show you quickly, and he seems to be reluctant to kind of change his formation. If you see this, they've got it as a 3-5-2, but to be as a 3-4-3. But in reality, it's not like that. In reality, like, that's the thing. I'm like, it says winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's what I was saying. It says winner, winner, chicken dinner. How am I supposed to take this seriously? But yeah, I think his problem is that middle bit there. He just had Mainu and Ugarte, and Dogu and Dalot. They tend to be quite wide. So Man United just constantly get overrun, and I think that will be their Achilles heel. Razman says Liverpool are shaky at the back with Konate and Frimpong injured. That's a good point. I think Konate will hopefully play with added impetus since it's against Arsenal, and his bestie Saliba will be there. So I think he'll be up for it a bit more. But equally, you are right. I'm a bit concerned about Konate's form. He's playing like his mind is elsewhere. He's playing like his mind is in Madrid. So let's see what happens. Mr. Defoe says Liverpool will win, and he's very happy about that. He's resigned himself to a happy Sunday. Cookie Man says it's funny how Inter won the first game of their season with as many goals as they conceded in their last game of the season. Yeah, that is a good point. Probably Napoli then. You're making a compelling argument as to why Inter won't succeed. Fish says boo 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 boo. Some leagues are pretty straightforward. Bayern should walk their league. PSG have no rivals. Yeah, those were the two easiest ones to answer, to be fair. Oh god, the player just slipped, and he did a nice tackle. He slipped on the kind of wet pitch, and then he came back in with a nice tackle. That Grimsby player. Sesko's first touch was a bit poor there, but again, it's very wet. But yeah, with the German league in particular, as kind of John was saying, it's pretty much a given that Bayern are gonna win it 9 times out of 10. With the French league, PSG are gonna win it 99 times out of 100. So yeah, those are easy ones. Mr. Default didn't even realize Mount was on. That's been me the whole season saying that. Xerxes the GOAT. I mean, his hairstyle is goated, but I don't know about the rest of him. Rumour is now since Ekitike may go to AFCON since it wasn't called up for France. Oh, right. Has he not? Does he not have any senior caps then for France? I mean, I'd rather he didn't. Because we are already losing Salah during that time period. To be honest, like with Ekitike, even if he didn't get called up to France this time, like I'm sure he will. Oh shit, don't score. Oh, thankfully they fluffed it up. I'm sure I'm sure Ekitike will get called up the next time. Hopefully, it's just people spreading rumours. Fingers crossed. John thinks Barcelona will win. There's Real Madrid won't stop them. Yeah, Real Madrid, they feel like they're kind of in transition with quite a few new players, new manager, new system. The thing is with Real Madrid as well, sometimes they play 4-3-3 and sometimes they play 3 at the back. So I think they're trying to figure it out themselves. Whereas Barcelona, they seem a bit more refined. I think Barcelona will be more an evolution of what they had last year, whereas Real Madrid feels like more of a revolution, which tends to take time because it's more of a significant change. 6 minutes and a dream. And that's what I have on my dating profile. Max Daumann, Estevao, or Rio. To be honest, this Max Daumann guy, I haven't seen much of him. I know he's very young, 15. Estevao looks good from what I've seen. I've seen the most of Rio, and I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. So it would probably be between Rio and Estevao, but that's purely because I haven't seen much of Max Daumann at all. But I've heard he's very good. What does Diogo Dalot actually do though? Not much really. I don't have much for you than that. I mean, he comes across very eloquently during his interviews, but that's the extent of it. John says Napoli are strong. Inter are good. Napoli are strong. AC are a solid team. Yeah, it's a competitive league, especially with those few at the top. Fish is very sad when he sees Anthony Taylor. That's also how his missus feels, and that's how anybody feels whenever he walks into the room. Mr. Default is a Spurs fan now because they're first in the league. Will that mean you're going to be a Liverpool fan towards the end of the season? I certainly hope so. Yeah, it was a very good save. All three look good. I'm biased towards Rio, but Damon looks a proper player. Theo Walcott came out and said Damon plays like Messi, which again is such a silly thing to say because it throws so much pressure on the player. Oh God, they've scored again. It's Maguire. It's Maguire. Extra time. I don't like being right about things. It is a burden. It is a burden. They've scored, says Razman. Yeah, it's their best striker. Mr. Default is gonna be very happy. I could only see like out of the corner of my eye. But you know how sometimes you can see things out of your corner of your eye, and I saw like message, and I was thinking, I bet you that Mr. Default is going to be so happy. All I can see is my captain, slabhead, Harry Maguire. I knew it. 2-2. Anestia is saying finally. See if I can see if I can catch up. Harry says second time Maguire has rescued United and I'm thankful. Are you a Man United fan? I didn't know that. This is important information. His head saved the day once again. It did. That giant globe that he has resting on his neck. Cookie Man's top 4 in Serie A is AC Milan, Napoli, Juve, Roma. Top 4 in Premier League is Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea. So who would miss out there? To be honest, that looks pretty good, especially the Premier League one. Fish, I have no idea what that means. That is in Polish. Anestia says Onana contract should be terminated. Yeah, they should just rip it up after the game. Like legitimately last year I used to watch Man United games purely because I thought Onana would screw it up and it'd be funny, and it's still happening a year later. Razman is saying, is McAllister back now? Injury? I think he was off because his wife had a baby, or his partner had a baby, which is kind of funny because in the last few weeks, McAllister's partner has had a baby. Last week, Gravenberch's partner had a baby, and a few weeks before that, Curtis Jones's partner had a baby. So I don't know what our midfield was up to during Christmas, but the timing is quite suspect. Everton are winning 2-0 and their fans are praising and saying they'll be top 4. Again, it's delusion. Before you break the top 4, you've got to get past the Aston Villas, the Newcastles, the Brightons, and so forth. Puts pressure on the boy. Yeah, 100%. Just making kind of silly comparisons, saying he's Messi-like, which I think is what he might have said. It's just unnecessary pressure. We see this cycle time and again. They'll build somebody up, and then when they don't perform, they enjoy kind of tearing them down even more. It's just unnecessary. Yeah, literally, all at the same time. The timing is I was trying to think what happened around Christmas time. I mean, I think we beat Leverkusen back then. We need 11 Maguires on the pitch. I like how it's 11, not 10. So one of those Maguires would be a goalkeeper. Taster Tester says, I'm off now, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for another good stream. Cheers for now. Take care, Taster Testers. I've made a note of your movie, Lights Out, and I will be checking that out. But yeah, take care. Hope you have a relaxing day tomorrow. Maguire has more goals against Grimsby than Messi. Maguire is better than Messi. Very true. Another way of thinking about it is you could say, Mr. Default has the same number of goals versus Grimsby as Messi does. Therefore, Mr. Default is equal to Messi. I mean, that would be a fair point. Mason Mount is through, but it's Mason Mount, so nothing will happen. As predicted. Siphoning Lightning says hello. How you doing? Hope you are good. Siphoning Lightning says the Champions League draw is today, isn't it? No, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock UK time. John says Real Madrid trying to integrate too many players. Yeah, too many new players, and in addition to that, also a new manager who kind of has a new way of playing, a new philosophy. And I just think when you've got that much kind of volatility and variance all at the same time, it's unlikely to work immediately. So the Real Madrid kind of feel like they're in transition to a certain degree, which is kind of why I think it's probably Barcelona's title this year. Razman says Gakpo, Ekitike, Salah, McAllister, Gravenberch, Sabo, Kirkes, Van Dijk, Kanate, Bradley. This would be your team. Is this your team for Sunday? That's a good team, to be fair. And then Alisson in goal, but yeah, that looks pretty good. Mr. Default is equal to Messi. Siphoning Lightning is good, but only if Spurs don't get Real Madrid in the Champions League. To be honest, I mean, with how Spurs are playing at the moment, and with how Madrid are playing, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Madrid would definitely win. I mean, you're playing well so far. Does Eze start against Liverpool? Says Razman. Probably, yeah. They'd probably put him on the left because I think Odegaard will be fit, so they'll probably play him on the left. I think in Martinelli's position. Fish says boy guitar. Thank you very much. Watch Spurs get screwed over in the Champions League. Yeah, I'm always dubious about kind of how fair these draws and things actually are. Apparently, sometimes they have like heated bulls and things, and so they know like who's in there. Penalties. We don't know in that, so that will be good. I'm glad it's penalties and not extra time. Good thing Bruno is on. It's going to pens. Yeah, hopefully he can redeem himself from the last one that he missed. GG Grimsby, you deserve the win. I mean, I'm gonna try and look at this from a positive perspective. If Grimsby win, that's hilarious. So that's a win in that sense. If Man United win, it will give a false sense of confidence about keeping Amorim there for a bit longer. So that's also a win. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Razman says, what are the chances of getting Isak now? I still think Liverpool will get him. Kind of a news story came out today, which was the Saudi kind of owner of Newcastle. He went to Isak's house, tried to convince him one last time, tried to give him a new contract with a release clause in it. Isak said no to absolutely everything. So I think there's still I still think there's a good chance Liverpool will sign him. The fact that this has gone to pens is diabolical, says Mr. Default. Yeah, that's kind of bad enough as it is. Siphoning Lightning says, why does Maguire always save United? It's that giant head. That giant head is capable of a lot. The weird thing is, like to a certain degree as well, I'm more scared of seeing Maguire up front than I am with like some of the strikers, if you know what I mean. Like if it's the strikers, you're like, okay, we'll handle that. Whereas if it's Maguire and his giant head, you're like, ooh. Razman says, who get Rodrigo? I don't think anybody. I think he'll stay. Apparently he's on very high wages, £300,000 a week. I don't think anybody will pay around that much, and I don't think anybody will give him a pay rise. I think he'll stay. Siphoning Lightning says Spurs most likely to get Rodrigo, but most likely staying. Yeah, I think he'll probably stay. It wouldn't surprise me if he left, but I think he'll stay. So Grimsby taking the first penalty in the winner chicken dinner ground. Kabia. Siphoning Lightning says Spurs might get oil money from Qatar. Is that like from a buyout? Is somebody like buying Daniel Levy out, or is it just like a general investment? First penalty for Grimsby. Kabia shoots. He scores. So 1-0 to Grimsby on the penalties. Also, yellow and red just never goes as a kit. Liverpool have had a few like that in the past, but I've never liked it. It just looks very like McDonald's-esque. Fernandes is going to be taking the first penalty for Man United. See if he can redeem himself. Razman says Hinge Cape to Arsenal and maybe look, man. Yeah, I was surprised that they were buying yet another defender, but apparently they might be letting Kivio go to free up the space in the squad. Fernandes, good penalty to be fair. Good penalty. Right into the corner. But yeah, Arsenal have a thing with respect to buying defenders. They probably need to sell some players at this point because they've spent a lot, but they haven't really recouped much. People from Qatar might buy Spurs, but leave Daniel Levy with his job. All right, okay. So Qatar will become the owners, but Levy would continue to do the day-to-day stuff he normally does. Makes sense. Levy gets a bit of money that way as well. I guess everyone's happy. Grimsby penalty. Ooh, nice penalty. Nice. These are better penalties than Liverpool take. I can't lie. And I guess with Spurs like also being a London club, it's attractive to any investors. Umbuemo's gonna miss. I can already tell that Umbuemo's gonna miss. Fish is tried. I believe you mean tired, but it could also be tried. Umbuemo's gonna miss. Siphoning Lightning says Levy should be out. What about Enoch? Who's Enoch? Because all the Spurs fans keep saying Enoch out, but I don't know who this person is. You'll have to tell me. Umbuemo scores, to be fair. He also did the little kind of jump to make the keeper dive kind of thing. Why is Fernandes celebrating so much? Like, bro, it's Grimsby. Like, chill out, man. It's a Grimsby. Just saying, Arsenal should sack Arteta. They should, 100% they should. I don't think they can really move forward and progress until he's gone. He's just far too defensive, far too pragmatic. So I hope he stays there for a long time. You jinxed it, said Dawood. I did jinx it. I 100% jinxed it. Was that a save or was that a... I think that was a save. I think Onana might have saved it. I think I might have jinxed the whole game. I might have jinxed everything. That was a good save by Onana. Onana is like the Nunes of goalkeeping. Misses the easy ones, saves the hard ones. Enoch Spurs owners. Oh right, so it's the name of like a consortium. I thought that was a guy. That was a person's name. Mason Mount scores. Keeper dives the right way, but Mason Mount scores. Onana can save. Yes, he'll save the difficult ones, but not the easy ones. So it's 3-2 to Man United on penalties. Grimsby person is taking fourth penalty. Grimsby person scores. These Grimsby penalties, they're quite good. Staunton scores for Grimsby. So Grimsby are still in this. Imagine Spurs win the treble, Champions League, FA Cup and the Premier League. I'm sure Arsenal would absolutely love that. I'm sure they'd absolutely love it. John says straight to pens. Yeah, I might be a bit ahead because I'm seeing the pens now. It's currently 3-3. Delo. Good penalty by Delo. Man United are 4-3 up on penalties. So 4 penalties have been taken each. And so now we're going to get the last penalty unless somebody misses. Or should I say unless Man United miss. Grimsby. Oh, good penalty by Grimsby. Siphoning Lightning says, any news on the Ange to Forest rumours? Not that I've seen. This was like there were quite a few rumours a couple of days back, but it's kind of quiet. It's kind of quietened down since then. We'll have to keep an eye on that to see if it picks back up again. But nothing much has happened. Cunha with the last penalty. Does a little jump and he misses. Played a lot. I might need to at this point. Matty Madders says United straight ass relegation candidates this season. Yeah, two seasons in a row. This is horrendous. Especially to go 2-0 down. The thing is, like, even if they, I just can't stop laughing. Even if they win this, it's still a disaster, I think. But Grimsby taking the penalty. Ooh, nice penalty. Grimsby's penalties, I've got to be honest with you. I've been very good. Siphoning Lightning says crazy stuff. United finishing 19th this season. Oh, Xerxes stepping up. It's gone. Grimsby have won. Xerxes stepping up. As you were saying, a Man United player misses, and he did. Yeah. I may have to do the lottery today. I was going to say, to be fair, that was a very good penalty by Xerxes. Matty Madders says, nah, dead last. This team isn't beating anyone. Yeah. Especially kind of given the money they've spent. And I know we say this every year, but at this point, it's just not even funny. I mean, it is funny, don't get me wrong. They can say they took the mighty Grimsby to penalties, says Durwood. Indeed they can. Ooh, Grimsby. These Grimsby penalties are amazing. They're always like right in the corner. And the guy just runs up with so much confidence. Matty Madders is an Arsenal fan. Good stuff. Taster Testers is also an Arsenal fan, but I think he's gone for the evening. Kobe Mainu taking this penalty. I do like his haircut, but not much more. Matty Madders says, look how much we've spent and who they spent. Around the same as us on 3 players. Yeah. 100%. Good penalty by Mainu. I think the problem is with kind of Man United. They've bought a couple of strikers, but it's this weird formation where they only have 2 midfielders. And naturally, they come up against teams who more often than not have 3 midfielders. So then they repeatedly get overrun in the midfield. They repeatedly get dominated. And it doesn't matter if it's a League Two team, because even if the League Two team has 3 midfielders, it's still 6 legs. It's still 6 legs versus 4 legs. So they're just gonna continue to get dominated. Amarim can't even watch, says Derwood. Yeah. Which in some ways is the most kind of embarrassing thing. Like, this is a League Two team, and like you're hiding. You're like, oh, against the League Two team. Siphoning Lightning, who's a Spurs fan, says Spurs are a bigger club than Arsenal. Matty Madders, who's an Arsenal fan, says tell that to Eze and Hinchcape. Is the Hinchcape one done now? Is that done, or is that still? Is that like close to being done, if you know what I mean? Siphoning Lightning says, wow, mid-ability players. Speaking of mid-ability players, Harry Maguire is stepping up to take a penalty. Harry Maguire is the personification of mid. Mid player steps up and he scores. I'm trying to send bad vibes through the screen, but it's not working. The bad vibes are not translating. As a penalty, that like I've seen better. If the keeper dives the right way, that gets saved. But anyway, Siphoning saying remember pre-season. Matty Madder saying pretty much done with So Kivio. Oh right, okay. Jakub Kivio, he's gone then, and Hinchcape is a replacement. Ooh, Grimsby score again. I think the Grimsby player who just scored is actually called Kivio, so that's really good timing. Or was it Kuri? Pressure's on United here. Delict is. Delict is stepping up. Is he gonna delict it over the bar? Oh, you should have saved that. That was such an easy save. I see our Tottenham and Arsenal fans are getting on very well. Grimsby's stepping up. Yeah, he should have. He should have saved that. Again, decent penalty. Grimsby score again. Like Warren, number 21. I mean, Grimsby have shown like a lot of fight, a lot of mental strength as well to still be in this. I appreciate Grimsby are the bigger team here, but even then. Who's number 30 for Man United? Oh, Sesko stepping up. If Sesko misses, this is gonna be a tragedy. I'm gonna send him positive vibes. He's gonna score, and he does score. Oh God! Can one of these players miss? Preferably Man United, because it's 10:15. Me as a neutral, I think, yeah, Archie Gray is good. Max Diamond, I've heard he's very good. Theo Walcott was saying, oh, their keeper as well. Their keeper, Grimsby's keeper, very good penalty. Pen 11 now. What? Onana's taking it. Onana's taking a penalty. If he misses, this will be the funniest thing ever. Oh, he scores. Release us from this torment. Preferably with a Grimsby win, but if Man United win, I wouldn't call this a victory at this point. So I think this Grimsby player is now taking his second penalty. And he scores again. Kabia, number 9. Whatever happens, I think whatever happens here is it's a good result for Grimsby. And Ned Doyle says hi. How you doing, Ned? Max won us 3 pens in 3 games. That's pretty impressive, to be fair. Must be pretty quick. I need to see more of him. Like I know, like, he's very highly rated. Fernandez stepping up. Oh, Fernandez scores. Brendan Johnson does have a knack for getting goals. Man, this thing's going on forever. Damon looks like a player, says John. Yeah, I'll need to kind of look into him to find out a bit more about what he's about. Oh, Grimsby just about score. The announcers just said Amarim can't watch. Yeah, he's he looks like he's tormented just looking at the ground. Yeah, to be fair, they did do well against City away. Anonymous should just say one, says Anestia. The ingesting part is that the other Premier League clubs are winning. Yeah. Why are you saying United are finished, Durwood? I can just see Mbuemo stepping up with his gigantic backside. Did he miss? Oh, God. How have they lost to Grimsby? It had to be Mbuemo or Mbuti and his giant backside. Oh, God, that is bad. Mr. Burns has my name and he beat United. Anestia, we lost. That's bad. I can't lie. The Grimsby fans have all invaded the pitch. And Buemo's stomach hit the ball and not his foot. I can't lie, he does have a very interesting composition for a footballer, but it is what it is. Mr. Default says that Cunha penalty was so poor. Yeah, he's the first one that missed, wasn't he? And then Mbuemo skied it. Do you reckon Mbuemo's penalty is going to hit Fernandez's penalty from the other day? They might be on the same trajectory. No joke, I was actually falling asleep and the cheers kept waking me up. That was sorry, Mr. Default. Yeah, we do feel bad for you. Everyone else, we feel bad for you and also for Anestia. But for Man United in general, not so much. Oh, God. I guess they're not winning the league then. Archie Gray would have learnt so much last season, stand him in good stead this season. Another good little player, yeah, and it's quite versatile as well. He can play the midfield as well as his defence. He's definitely one to watch out for. And Buemo has looked at so many Hazard photos and also Kim Kardashian photos. At least now they can. Imagine if it's not even September yet. It's not even September. It's still the summer, still the summer holidays. Kids have not gone back to school yet, and And Man United are saying, at least we can put everything into the league. Oh, God. Mickey Mouse trophy, says Mr. Default. We don't want this trophy. We're just here for the serious silverware. Siphoning Lightning is happy as his mate is a United fan, so he won't be happy. That makes it all the better, doesn't it? Pretty much everybody knows at least one Man United fan who will be very unhappy after this result. Eric Ten Hag had a better track record, yeah. I think my nan would have a better track record, and she died like 10 years ago. So we were saying 27. It's a 27% win percentage, but it must be less than that now because there's one more game and one more loss. Wait, when do the kids go back? In my day, it was like 3rd or 4th of September, but I can check it. I have curiosity because I'm curious myself. Because then I know it's safe to go outside. It's safe to go to the shops again. Term dates. And it's safe to go on holiday again. It's cheaper to go on holiday again. Monday the 1st of September it will be. So yeah. It'll be cheaper. Flights will be a bit cheaper again, thankfully. Very soon. Archie Gray's brother plays for Leeds. Nice. He's defo midfielder, but did respectively while being thrown into defence. Yeah, he proved his versatility. Mr. Default's bedtime now. Time to cry myself to sleep. That's understandable. But yeah, it's a tin pot trophy. You got better things to worry about. But yeah, take care, Mr. Default. The default emotion is depression, but hopefully not too much. John says, bring Ollie back. Yeah, 6th or 7th September normally, or I think it might be 1st of September this time around. Alright, so the kids in the US have gone back, yeah. In the UK, it tends to be first week of September. The funny thing is though, like I was looking at like holidays for September and they're proper expensive, and they're more expensive than they are now. And I looked into it and apparently that's a thing. So it's not like immediately that things become cheaper, but then from October then it's better. I wish Berbatov, Bale and Robbie Keane. To be honest, I miss Robbie Keane's celebration. You know the little kind of forward roll that he'd do on that one. I miss his celebration. It's not just a trophy to Spurs; it's another reason to cry. That's my life motto. It's a good life motto. Back in my day, I went back 2nd week of August. Wow, they just didn't give you much time off at all. Then they get like a 6 weeks here. 6 weeks at something. Did you still get 6 weeks but start early, or did they give less than 6 weeks? Oh, in my day it was 6 weeks. But yeah, they're showing the news now. I'm like, why am I watching that? Yeah, everywhere online is just saying Man United Cup nightmare, Man United disaster. That Simas guy came on the 66th minute, got 2 goals and an assist. Yeah, JB's thinking what we're all thinking. John says the roll and the pistol shooting, good old Robbie Keane. Always remember the Liverpool goal against Arsenal. Yeah, I'm still a bit disappointed that we got rid of him in January, but it is what it is. Oh, 8 weeks, nice. We only get 6 weeks here. Also wish that Son left earlier so that we played like this last season. That tends to happen, like when the star leaves, Similarly with PSG, when Mbappe leaves, everyone else then kind of elevates their levels. 12-11 penalties is crazy. It is crazy. It's 100% crazy. What is very crazy is a lot of those penalties were very good, especially by Grimsby, right in the corner. Shame it didn't really work out for Robbie Keane at us. Yeah, I was super excited about that signing. It didn't work out, unfortunately, but I think his best time was at Spurs. Evans says Manchester United now is back home for EPL, waiting for relocation and relegation. It's gonna be funny, isn't it? Yeah, everyone. I'm just having a quick look. Everyone's just making fun of Man United. Imagine Arsenal bottle the Premier League to Spurs. It's entirely possible. Kieran says Man United fans destroyed the club when they forced Jose Mourinho to leave. He would have won the lot. I think Jose Mourinho was definitely their last major trophy, wasn't he? Did he win the Europa League? I think he won the Europa League with them. And to be fair, I think he also might have finished second. But yeah, you could certainly point to getting rid of Jose as being kind of what started off their downwards trajectory. Hope Liverpool and Arsenal draw and Spurs win, so Spurs go first. It's entirely possible. To be honest, a draw wouldn't surprise me. I think Liverpool will win 2-1, but a draw wouldn't surprise me at all. But anyway, that was fun. Not why I expected. I think I said Man United would win, but I'll take that. He's got a really good career. Wolves, Inter, Spurs twice. Liverpool, LA Galaxy. Yeah, good for him. Siphoning Lightning says we can all agree Spurs are bigger than Arsenal. Well, they've certainly had more recent European success. Jas says, yo, from London, England. Are you saying you're from London? That's pretty cool. I'm not from London. Jas says, I don't watch footy, but all my friends and family are Arsenal, so I guess I have to support Arsenal. In a way, it's easier. It depends. If you want your friends and family to like you, then support Arsenal. If you want your friends and family to hate you, then support Tottenham. Because Tottenham are like the local rivals to Arsenal. So it depends if you want them to like you or not. I mean, if you find them annoying, then yeah, go for Spurs. John says the last few games against Arsenal have been draws. Yeah, it will be close. Thankfully, it's at Anfield. Siphoning Lightning says, I don't know why, but two of my mates support Arsenal. That's unfortunate. Abdul says, what was Amorim doing at the end? Was hiding. He was praying that his team come through. Had no battle standing strong with them. Yeah, he was just looking at the floor, kind of defeated and dejected. That's how I describe it. Just defeated and dejected, looking at the floor. And it's an interesting point that you made about not having any bottle. It's like, to a certain degree, it felt like also the manager didn't have any self-belief because he's just looking down on the floor. And you'd think if the manager has no self-belief, then that kind of passes on to the players, if you know what I mean. So that could be why they lost. Siphoning Lightning says, if you want me to like you, support Spurs. It's probably a bit late for me now to change teams. Jas says, I mean, I live right next to Wembley Stadium, so should I not support Queen's Park Rangers? I mean, you could do. I'm not sure how well Queen's Park Rangers are doing at the moment. Siphoning Lightning supports Spurs. Oh, you were probably talking to Jas, I guess. So Siphoning Lightning is a Spurs fan. To be honest, you're London. You can support any London club. But to be honest, you can support any club that you want. It's fine. It's okay. Maybe watch a few clips on YouTube and then see what you find interesting, and then maybe pick one out. Pick a team at random, but don't research anything about them. Just see which one feels right to you, and then once you pick one, then find out where they're from. Maybe that's a good way to do it. That's a good point, as John says. Support, yeah. To be fair, that's kind of what I was saying. Yeah, support who you like, not who everyone else likes. Yeah, just see what appeals to you, and go from there. Siphoning Lightning's mom is a Liverpool supporter, and I support Spurs, so I get a lot of grief. Yeah, the Champions League final must have been a fun time with Liverpool and Spurs. I swear, every time I see a picture of Mbeumo online, he gets bigger and bigger. He does, especially in the buttock area. I mean, it's an interesting composition for a footballer. I can't lie, but I swear, like, he was a bit more streamlined when he played for Brentford. So I don't know if it's the Manchester diet, but it is interesting. Evan says Ferguson gone with the victory for Manchester United is now fighting for relegation. Yeah, you are correct about that, Evans. It's just been downhill since he left, isn't it? Struggling to win games, struggling to win cups. We're just in August, and I think they are already like 16th. So if they don't sort this out, I think relegation could be a possibility, as Evans is saying. Please don't bring up the Champions League final. Okay, we'll pretend that didn't happen. And Mbeumo is Hazard 2.0. If anything, I feel like Hazard was Mbeumo 0.5, because Mbeumo has been squatting in the gym every day. Oh, is it the draw? I was about to go, but like, if the draw is still here, is that going to tell us who Liverpool going to get? Is that coming up? I can maybe hold on till then. I'll see if I can get it on the screen. John says that's mad because he dropped Rashford and Garnacho for not training properly, but then signed. Yeah, I didn't think of that, but especially with respect to the kind of training commitment and application, you made a good point. Let's see how that works for him. Divine is saying hi. How are you, Divine? Hope you're good. Spurs 3P on United again. I'd love to see it. So yeah, is the third round draw, is that? Yeah, it says it takes place tonight. Would you rather Spurs or Arsenal or Liverpool win the league? Oh, Liverpool, of course. That's an easy one. Yeah, but if the question is, would you rather Spurs or Arsenal? I'd be leaning towards Spurs. They said after the game was over. Yeah, it looks like it. If you can find this one here. It says it takes place tonight. So we'll see who we get. Spurs or Arsenal is always Spurs. Well, my views on that kind of typically change as the years go by. But right now, I would go for Spurs. Arsenal have been very... Not Arsenal. Some fans have been very overconfident, I'd say. Whereas Spurs have generally been a bit more humble. Where's the draw, or am I being far too impatient? I knew someone whose dad played for Southampton in the Premier League. Very nice. For Southampton, was it alongside Matt Letizia then, or is that going too far back, or is that not far back enough? John says there's always bias. I don't think you'd hear the end of it if Arsenal win it. That is true. Let's keep the 20 years going a bit longer. But if Arsenal do win it, that means Taste the Testers is happy, and he's good. So there are some good fans. God, they're dragging this draw out, aren't they? I think his dad played in the mid-80s. Okay. That might be just before Matt Leticia's time, but still pretty cool. Only draw United will see is the drawing board. Is that the drawing board they need to go back to? Go back to the drawing board. It's refreshing. More just a pundit saying the obvious. Overall, if there was a percentage on this game, the game itself, I think Grimsby nicked it 60-40, perhaps even more than that. With all the effort that they put into the first half, I think that they deserve to get past this immovable object. Man United are not an immovable object. No wonder you're getting downvoted, bro. You would have expected there to have been. But if you're saying there's an immovable object that was not there, why even mention that? It's a bit weird. It's the same with United. Some of the fans know the score, but others are deluded. Yeah, I hear ya. It just tends to be like the extra loud ones who I think give all fan bases perhaps a bad name. Siphoning says United need to go back to the drawing board. I'm both a delusional fan but also realistic. Those are opposites, but you can say you've got aspects of both, which is good enough. I'm delusional in signings, but everything else I know the truth. That's good enough. That's something. Some people will be delusional with both aspects. So. Waiting to see this refresh. Whilst this loads, because this draw is taking its time. For every other EPL team Glazers in. Sesko wanted to take penalties from the start. Ruben Amorim decided against it. Don't blame the player. Well, that's a lot of confidence to place in your new expensive striker like a week after he signs. Some calls for Big Sam. Big Sam for Man United maybe. Perhaps he can keep them up. This take is weird. You can't blame Amorim for that loss. Penalties are a lottery. You can't control what happens as a manager. Of course you can. You cannot let it get to penalties. How does nonsense like this have 709 likes? That is entirely on the manager for playing two midfielders. Like, a good manager doesn't let it get to penalties. I hope this person's getting slated. Yeah, this guy knows. This guy knows what he's talking about. Spurs have won something. You've got a right to be a bit delusional, says John. Yeah, good trophy with the Europa League. I only want two players to join Spurs: Rodrigo and Conor Bradley. You want Conor Bradley? Conor Bradley is good, to be fair. I don't think he's for sale, but hypothetically, if he was, what kind of price would you pay? Winston Churchill says Man United is laughing at Man United, saying, "May it long continue." It is hilarious, isn't it? what more can you say at this point? To go 2-0 down to Grimsby, get it back to 2-2, and still get eliminated. Kind of hilarious. That is delusional on both, yeah. But to be fair, he did say he's delusional on signings, so that could be a bit of evidence right there. Ah, yes, okay. They're getting on with it. So Liverpool are draw number 14. Tottenham are 24 for Siphoning Lightning. I want Bradley on loan with an option to buy. I mean, he's a good player. It won't happen, but he's good going forward. He's good defensively. Only concern with Conor Bradley is his fitness, but he's a good player. That's a good point. I mean, he probably wants to come back at this point. He's not having the best time in El Madrid. Siphoning says, my boy's in there, let's go. Winston Churchill says, I mean, how long can they use the excuse it's a rebuild? They've spent nearly 2 billion since Fergie left. Yeah, I mean, they've done... they're saying it's a rebuild, but they've done multiple rebuilds at this point. Was there not like the rebuild with Pogba and like Varane and all them lot? That was probably £1 billion there, and now it's yet another rebuild with a new generation of players: Mbeumo, Sesko, Cunha, Ugarte, Onana. It's just rebuild after rebuild after rebuild, but they're literally just burning money. It is hilarious. And the thing that I kind of find the most funny is always in the summer they always think that they're going to win the league. It's never, okay, we'll get from 16th to maybe 6th or maybe 8th, or we'll get to 8th first and then we'll challenge for top 4 and then we'll win the league. It's always instantly, we're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. It's like, that's not going to happen. You're shooting too far every time. You're trying to go for 3 points with the basketball every time, and so you're just going to miss every time. I'd want Spurs to spend 63 million for Bradley. I mean, well, that kind of money, we might consider it. That's a pretty good fee. Ange did a rebuild with like 20 million, and he delivered a trophy. They'll be using that excuse with the next new manager. Yeah, I don't know who they can get at this point. Probably like Sean Dyche or Big Sam. Keep them up. Winston Churchill says, I think Man United are a club for their history books now. Hopefully relegation this season. That would literally be certain things like you can never recover from, and I think that would be one of those. To finish 16th last season and almost get relegated, to then better that this year and actually get relegated after spending another couple of 100 million, it would feel really good, especially kind of given how they fired so many people. You know how they fired like so many ordinary people during the summer, like the kitchen staff and the admin staff. It would feel like a good revenge for them as well, so I'd like to see it. John says fingers crossed. Derwood says it would be ironic if oh god, we can't inflict any more pain on that team. Oh no, they've come out. Some fixtures have come out. Port Vale versus Arsenal. Well, there's a surprise. Imagine if Liverpool finished 8th. It has happened before. Winston Churchill praying that happened. Would you take relegation for Champions League? Nope. Liverpool at home to Southampton. That's good enough. Southampton are third, aren't they? Southampton are rubbish, so I'll take that, especially at home. Tottenham versus Doncaster for Siphoning Lightning. That's a good result. You're at home. No like major scary ties in this, to be fair. Winston Churchill would finish 8th as long as we're above United. I think provided we're 15th or 16th, we'll be above United. So I think Lightning is happy with the draw here versus Doncaster. John is happy with the draw versus Southampton. I think that's a good result. How you doing, Mesnaldo? Hope you're good. Yeah, Villa versus Brentford. That is a pretty decent game, to be fair. None of these games like really jump out as being. I was just thinking for a second, who are United getting, and then I remembered. Fingers crossed for United being relegated. It's one of those things that is starting to look more and more likely as time progresses. Huddersfield versus City's an even match game, especially after you kind of demolished them the other day. None of these draws really stick out as being, there's no like crazy hard matches. Sometimes you get, Liverpool versus Arsenal or, Chelsea versus City. There's no crazy games in here. Yeah, Wolves Everton, decent game. Seeing some more come through. Burnley Cardiff. Omar Varis is Galatasaray fan. Very nice. nice display picture. Do you think Frank Lampard would have won the Ballon d'Or if John Terry didn't miss the penalty at the Champions League final? Or probably the last one, to be fair. Probably the last one. Definitely the last one. 100%. Wigan versus Wickham. Yeah, no kind of crazy hard ties, to be honest. Wrexham will make it through. Yeah, probably. Looking at these, to be fair, Port Vale versus Arsenal. I think Arsenal will probably make that one. Swansea, Nottingham Forest. Probably Nottingham Forest make that one. Lincoln, Chelsea. Probably Chelsea make that one. Tottenham, Doncaster. Yeah, Tottenham make that one. Aston Villa, Brentford. Aston Villa make that one. Huddersfield, Man City make that one. Liverpool, Southampton, Liverpool make that one. Newcastle, Bradford, yeah, Newcastle make that one. Sheffield Wednesday, Grimsby. I mean, based on today, Grimsby probably did pretty well. An Aussie goalkeeper for Port Vale, nice. Wolves, Everton, probably based on form, you'd probably go for Everton, I guess. Crystal Palace, Millwall, Crystal Palace. Burnley versus Cardiff. Burnley, maybe. Siphoning Lightning says Tottenham wins 7-1. Yeah. Wigan. A little bit. I had to kind of think about it for a bit. Barnsley, Brighton, probably Brighton. Fulham. Fulham, Cambridge, gotta be Fulham. Yeah, if Wolves get rid of Larson, Everton will win it. I think Everton are also Everton also seem to be playing quite well at the moment. Okay, not that well. I appreciate their they're playing quite well, but not that good. It'll be interesting also with Everton to kind of see how long it lasts, because I think there can be a danger. I think there can be a danger to a certain degree with respect to kind of forming conclusions too early. Imagine if Suarez was at Liverpool right now. It would be good. But to be fair, Ekitike is doing quite well. But I think a prime Suarez would not look out of place in kind of any team. But I think that's the end of the draw. Cool. Okay. Well, that should be good. Who've Liverpool got again? Southampton. We should batter them quite easily. It is 10 to 11, so I better go because it's almost past my bedtime. I don't know when I'll be back, but I'll be back when I can. But yeah, hope you guys have a nice evening / afternoon, and I'll see you guys soon. I wouldn't go that far, but Prime Berbatov was good, but I'd probably put Suarez a bit higher. Time for dinner. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I should be around tomorrow. I don't know for certain, but fingers crossed. Siphoning Lightning says goodbye. Cool. Take care, guys. Cheers.